I really, really wish big organizations would host other people more frequently. We do it all the time, and whatever, that's fine. I don't care. This isn't like us trying to toot our own horn here. But the idea of paying it forward and spreading the fandom, like, we have a lot of crossover with Maximus Black and Nathanius's fans and subscribers, because not only do we all have like a lot of fun interacting with each other, but we host each other a lot, and it's awesome, and it grows all three of those communities even further as a result. So TLO hosts us, we host TLO back. Sometimes it's tit for tat for viewers. Sometimes it's just simply trying to help expand the community. Either way, there's no downside to hosting. So whether it's a couple of people or a couple of thousand of people, anyone who hosts has got 2 thumbs up from Rifkin, because I wish more people would get into the habit of doing it. That being said, we are back in the Olimoleague, and unfortunately, we did miss game number 1. I gave Ryung a very stern WTF, and he apologized, so it wasn't malicious intent, and we'll just move on. Spawning here in the top right, he is down 1 of the series. This is where I jokingly say, serves him right. It's going to be the red Terran, Ryung.
How about this guy in the bottom left? As the blue Terran, it is GuMiho. He's part of the crime.
Yeah. We actually have 2 racks coming out of Ryung. It's worth noting. But to get on this point, because I really want to make sure, I know we've had some shit with drama recently on the channel, guys, blah, blah, blah. Ryung and GuMiho, the reason we were just kind of surprised about this is because they are both regulars in the Olimoleague, and they both regularly get their matches held to be cast. So that jump did seem really, really strange. But regardless, the double Rax Reaper opener out of Ryung, I don't know how that first game went, but this maybe a little bit of payback, maybe not. We did see Ryung actually do this build and a lot of one-base builds of her Frank in the Korean Ting group recently.
Yeah, that is a good point. We don't know what the last game looked like, or even what... No, we didn't know what map it was. It was Arena, which I was going to make. So I doubt there is so much Reaper cheese on Arena, although I guess they could have like 3 racks something like that in the middle of the map as if they were facing Zerg. But we do see this a lot in response to the other Terran doing something similar in the last game. It's just like, you know, that revenge, or like, I'll show you what I can do with the same build type of deal. But it might also just be because GuMiho went for 1 racks expand last game and didn't scout. Ryung's gonna try and take advantage of it. This game, GuMiho wanted to scout, but just keeps his Reaper back at home.
By the way, some reminder context for those who didn't watch that Ting group. Ryung did beat Alive, and Alive's TvT is highly well regarded by me. So I think coming up against GuMiho wasn't going to be something where he's outmatched. And this Reaper build is already working out pretty nicely. Going to deny the command center. Oh, so close to finishing.
So,
and there's nothing.
Very...
Production's only just kicking in. He tries to hard the starport a little bit in the back of the base. Ryung doesn't see this, so he doesn't get to go pick off the SCV building it. That would be another huge denial. He's more concerned about making sure no SCVs leave the base to finish that command center. He wants to get ahead through the CC.
Well, 2 racks Reaper isn't really supposed to end the game this late, but GuMiho, you know, he sent his Reaper out as if he was going to counterattack. That maybe could have gotten a finishing shot on another Reaper. Got a finishing one on the 3rd. Ryung is transferring out, so it's not going to end the game, but it did get Ryung that lead he was looking for.
This is yeah, it is a nice lead. Like 5 SCVs is hardly devastating, but I think the problem for Ryung, though, is his starport is later, and that's where this gets a little bit worrisome. Because whether it's a drop, whether it's, I don't know, a Banshee or something weird, like there's that potential that he could have started falling behind from that regard. But if he's well defended in the main, if he's got a couple of Hellions out and about, Marines are really a non-issue.
We'll see what GuMiho can do. It is going to have Hellions, obviously, so you miscontrol one, so those Hellions can get maybe a good shot. The starport's going to be solved with a tech lab, actually, so could have just gotten a Viking, could have even gotten a Liberator, but is actually going to go into Banshees very intentionally. So, and GuMiho should get eyes on this and be prepared with his own, detection, first and foremost. There goes the drop. And it might be scouted?
Yeah, weird enough, if these Hellions are where they are, he's going to see this thing, he just turn around and go home. Alternatively, he might just go for the attack anyways, recognizing that there's going to be units missing from the defense. I don't know how I feel about this, because this can certainly do some damage. However, back at home, that drop may have to make a pit stop. And canceling this 3rd isn't as bad as killing SCVs. Yeah. So it depends on what GuMiho decides to prioritize here.
He could just drop one Marine.
Yeah, that's true. Gonna rush back with his Hellions now. Way late. I mean, did Ryung just not see the like? Did he actually just not see the drop when it came in?
I guess so.
That's
you
bad.
could just pick the Hellions up and move them like that.
Yep.
Like so. This is going quite poorly. Actually, drops them in the middle of the SCVs again. So not as bad as I thought it was. They are like so close to being like last hit here. Sees the goes back to the command center I saw it before.
Yeah, he cleans this up. This could have, should have, would have been bad, but the third CC being actually finished and turning into an orbital on location, this is actually pretty big. That's annoying. But yeah, at any rate, this means that Ryung should start pulling ahead when it comes to the economy wars, unless he doesn't lose too much.
Dang, if only I'd run an SCV with the meta back, that would have killed that Hellion. That Hellion knew it. There's like so few.
Yeah, he wanted to get that last shot on like 5 of them. One.
Yeah. Looks like Ryung was anticipating Banshee. Oh, because he scouted the tech lab, I guess. So not wrong in getting all these missile turrets, but GuMiho really not committing a lot to the Banshees. Only gets the one.
Banshees. I'd like the Banshees for my tournament. Only macro play.
Ugh, no, that would be.
It'd be so boring.
That'd be boring. That'd be like a random versus random tournament, right?
Actually, how would you couldn't even like define cheese though. That's like the worst part. It's like one of the most heavily used phrases I think in StarCraft that has no concrete definition.
Yeah. Cheese all in, heavy pressure. I mean, you just guess.
Kind of all in, kind of cheese, kind of heavy pressure.
Right?
Tries to save the tank.
Jesus.
But even in doing so, loses a lot of mining to keep that alive and waste minerals. And I mean, just a lot of little ways getting ahead. But these double tank drops, kind of cute to see. He's going to be able to leapfrog these around. If that Banshee comes home, this actually becomes a lot easier to deal with. Oh, excuse me. I didn't realize there's a second Banshee at home.
Oh, that was so dangerous. Oh, that is so dangerous.
It has no Marines now, so whatever.
Yeah, but the Liberator was so close to getting shots on that medevac. That was nicely handled by GuMiho. Oh, jeez. Ryung has actually gone down in supply while this has gone on, despite having the much faster third, and what seemed like a better opener in general.
Yeah, I thought his economy was going to skyrocket at some point, but I guess he put a lot of focus on the wrong places for this.
He does have faster upgrades. Like Stim is, you know, a lot faster than GuMiho. Stim and combat shields, and for whatever reason, GuMiho is getting a 4th base. Why?
It's a 4th base before tech, don't you know? It's standard GuMiho build.
He's got to be going mech. Yeah, he is going mech. But even still, like,
okay.
I guess because he had so few gas.
This is where I think it gets really interesting to me for mech, because we've seen mech work through players like Reality. I think the problem with mech, though, is it really does rely on getting ahead in the early game, and unfortunately, all GuMiho's done is like evened out the game. You know, like I don't know if he's ahead enough to pull this off.
I absolutely agree. And the 4th base, it looks so silly, but this can happen if you are denied gases. He actually doesn't have them completely filled up. If the 3rd base is later, obviously you didn't have the 5th and 6th gas. Like, you're just going to have more minerals because you don't have a lot of production. And while he would love to have, 3 factories already done, the gas wasn't there at that time. Now it's finally getting, kicking in, and now he's going to go up to the 5 factories that you would want for 3 bases, or 4, actually, I guess. No, 5. There's the other one. But it's just like Ryung. It's so silly how fast his tech was. But GuMiho might just be okay. He still has a large number of Marines, so they'll provide fodder for whatever tanks he can manage to sneak out. And Ryung's not even pressuring.
No,
does Ryung even know that it's mech?
I don't think he does. I'm gonna actually break the graph.
Like, why would you? He's only seen one factory to start putting a barracks, and he's seen like a lot of Marines too. So
he's seen the 4th CC, but he hasn't seen the 2nd factory, and that's actually a real problem. Because the problem here lies in not just the fact that he's not unaware. Like, you actually need compositions against mech, and one of them being less Marines, more Marauders. So all these reactors.
Whoa! I thought those were all factories. He is going barracks.
Then why did he go with a double factory opener for this?
Okay.
What? He starts combi shields, he starts stim, he starts +1. Okay, so weirdly enough, hang on, but you know what's great about this? Ryung not scouting mech means he didn't prepare the wrong composition. He actually is playing the game perfectly fine now.
I can't believe I didn't notice those were barracks. We just assume we even look at the production tab. We're so good. Reporters.
Field reporters, not casters, guys. I want to really emphasize that. The information coming in from the head office was not accurate. But okay, hang on. That aside, like that blunder aside, though, for a moment, I still, for Ryung, why play so passive? Like, you scouted the 4th CC. You know your opponent was investing that much money into it. If you're not going to match it with your own, why not get up in your opponent's face? Now, Ryung's got about a 20 army supply lead. Again, that tech really in his favor. If he doesn't hit soon, he misses out on this huge advantage. Because it's still no combat shields, no stim. Combat shield's almost done for GuMiho. But again, every second that wastes, GuMiho catches up. Ryung had this great window of opportunity to attack, and I think he has missed it.
No, he still has 2-2 over GuMiho, so like he still has a lead from not having a weird opener. Congratulations, Ryung. But it's so odd how this got to this point. Their army supplies are pretty decent. Ryung, of course, a little bit ahead, but GuMiho with tanks is going to be okay. He got that second factory so quick after all.
Yeah.
The tank production.
Actually, I'm actually surprised I hit the unit tab and go back. It's actually surprisingly even. I actually can't believe that.
That's so funny.
I mean, upgrades are good, but at the end of the day, positioning is still better. And that's what's going to matter most for these engagements. Now, drop some tanks over here, and we'll snipe off a tank of his opponent to begin with. That's kind of nice. Some Marines getting dangerously close to the range of said tanks. This choke going to be very dangerous for both players to push through, but GuMiho ends up having less tanks covering it.
Why did GuMiho attack into the tanks?
I don't know. I don't feel like there's a good reason to. I guess he felt more threatened by this, but just gonna tap out. GG, what a stupid game. I have no words for that 4th CC.
I hate that game.
I really am mad at that game for a lot of different reasons, but Ryung will tie up the series 1-1.
Well, of course, the other semifinal is already going ahead.
Yeah, Blazing Labyrinth started. So we just decided we're just going to do the one guy. So ride this out. Whether it's GuMiho, whether it's Ryung in game number 3, which comes up in a moment, plays against Patience in a TvP guaranteed. Winner of that may play... Oh my god, we may have our first ever PvP Olimoleague finals, depending how it goes.
Really?
Like, if Patience can win his and Blaze can win his? Because it's always been Terran versus something, right? Like, every fucking time.
Pretty much, yes. Yes.
All right, well, do we know the map? Are they hosting? Are we hosting?
Ryung hosted.
All right, Dust Towers coming out of GuMiho.
What a wondrous Olimoleague this has been.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really had Sulky and GuMiho's games made everything else, like, no matter what happens, like, I'm really glad we got to see those games. But we are in the lobbies whenever they're ready. We got the map intro preloaded for this as well. Yeah, my goal today, I don't know which one to work on. Maybe I should put a straw poll in chat. I'll do a straw poll in chat. You guys can let us know. If you want me to see which intro to work on next. Because I'm probably only going to get one today. So Orbital, Lyrilac, and Central Protocol are the ones I'm missing. Work on next. For those who don't know, by the way, the map intros take me, I would say I'd average 3 to 4 hours on each, depending, give or take. So it's not something where these are easily churned out or mass produced, and a big part of this is because all our map intros have to have music I either have permission to play or are copyright free, which makes it really difficult to find something that sounds good, because I know a lot of people have credited that they really like the Dusk Towers intro, which we're going to play next, and I'm really glad to hear that. But finding music like that is very fucking difficult. Or finding a section of a song that doesn't sound like garbage. Like, the copyright-free realm sucks to work in, but it's something you have to do legally. I mean, I could play Kesha, but then we'd have our VODs muted, and we'd lose all ad revenue on YouTube, and everything would go south. But anyways, Dust Towers. We'll see you guys here in just a moment. All right, it's tied up 1 apiece. Game number 3 coming down here for the Olimoleague quarterfinals. Of course, the winner of this will go play the semifinals versus Patience. And up to no good. Uh-oh. I better introduce him first. We talked about the definition of cheese, and I think this fits that category. It's going to be the blue Terran player, Ryung, proxying 2 Raxes.
Heyo. In the top right as the red Terran, he is GuMiho.
Okay, so Reapers worked out for Ryung before. Obviously, that game was stupid for a lot of different reasons, but the Reapers did do good damage early on.
Reaper do good.
The thoughts to do it again, but in proximity to your opponent's base means they'll get there faster, perhaps hit a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm. I think, especially if GuMiho wasn't scouting, this would probably end the game, but it still might. GuMiho is going to barely not be able to scout the entirety of the base before his his natural command center should go down, and he actually decides to. Oh no, he does scout. He does get the scout on the second gas before his damn it. Because he went from 4th command center once, I can't get it out of my mind, before his natural went down. And because of that, he will go ahead and throw down 2 bunkers, knowing what it is.
I actually like this too. The positioning on this is very key, because it will cover all of the area these Reapers could hop up to the main. In fact, the depot is going to straight up block out a spot. So this is the only bit Ryung could get up to the main base with.
Mm-hmm. This is I mean, you gotta take the 2 racks proxy especially seriously. The 2 racks, just in base, because you probably want to get a factory, but you can deal with that. And actually, Ryung gets instantly denied.
Oh, okay. The Reaper doesn't die, but still losing a Reaper early would have been very devastating. Hops into the bunker, well protected, and Ryung, of course, he got to see this. Now you can't. There is no step 2 to this. Where you're like, well, I guess I'll macro behind it. My opponent put 2 bunkers down, but funny enough, I think he could. Investing in the bunkers, yes, you can refund that for later, but this means the command center is going to be late, and Ryung's got to know that. But he is going to continue investing into this.
Well, he's getting a factory behind this and not going for a command center. Although, he's going to fall behind either way.
GuMiho's got eyes on all of this too, which is actually really important.
Yeah.
Does decide to just dart through the main though and say, screw it, come out of that bunker, please chase me around and fight me. Grenades are going to be better, but once Hellions and such start coming out, GuMiho should be able to take care of this. Snipes off that Reaper. His 1 Reaper's alive. Ooh, 1 health. Hype.
Oh, it's going to die.
Gets stuck in the corner. You can't fight the Marines head on. You have to hit and run. It's the only way these Reapers work. Ooh, this would be a nice pick.
Yeah, this is nice. It was also a bit desperate for scouting. Probably really wanted to see if it was a command center, if it was, they're teching at the same rates. And GuMiho, he's gotten a little bit quicker on the starport.
This ended up being a different focus point for Ryung too. Like swaps over to the left side with the Reapers, but he did not get enough damage done for this to be worth it. If he had his own CC starting up or something, we're playing macro games, then you could make the argument, sure. But you mentioned before, like the faster starport, his CC is going to be done. I actually, I don't even know words how stupid this is. GuMiho's not even like trying to kill the SCV, but regardless, these 2 Hellions running into the base.
Yeah. Ryung had 0 army supply.
Okay, they're going to actually have 2 Hellions to defend with. This won't be too bad. Yeah, get him! Getting up on him.
Team up on him. So this isn't going to end the game because that would be too funny. But it's like as GuMiho, as he sees the amount of units that Ryung has, he sees the command center timing, that he still has a lead despite 2 bunkers and an odd supply depot in attempts to hold against the 2 racks. Reaper is still fine. In fact, are the bunkers still there? They are.
Yeah, he could
so
salvage
funny.
this.
He could.
The Liberator coming across the map, the Vikings have to defend against it. I actually, all things considered, this is potentially going to normalize. As his command center is a little bit later, sure, but his SCV count is keeping on par with GuMiho for now.
Mm-hmm.
There's the production. I mean, GuMiho's production a little bit later to the party, but so is Ryung's. This is all around a very strange way for that Reaper opening to get denied and have this go, because for this to even out is too weird. Either the player going for the proxy racks over-dedicates and they're way behind because of it, or the person defending loses out or over-defends and they're behind because of it.
Oh, okay.
Funny enough,
I thought,
third CC out of Ryung is actually a really clever move, but it might be a bit expensive, especially because he's not mining right now.
The third CC is probably going to be fine. Like that is kind of fortunate for GuMiho, who's either going to have to start his own or like, you know, plan on a drop later on, which he could set up for. His reactor is almost done on his starport. But like, you know that you both don't have that much army. Ryung just barely being able to sneak out the 2 Hellions would save him from losing too many SCVs. And as such, a third CC on location is damn bold, but I guess at a high chance of not being denied. If one Banshee had come in, it would have been denied for, you know, like 30 seconds to a minute, but even that wouldn't have killed it.
Well, if you'd actually got these Hellions off, that would have been really nice. Snipe off some SCVs and catch someone off guard.
Yeah.
Not happening.
He is down by 8 SCVs, but with the third command center already done, like it's turning into an orbital now. He'll have triple SCV production. He'll have much better mining across the board, and he is looking to be better in the mid to late game. But GuMiho is almost ready with his own medevacs. Okay, a couple of Hellions once again already in here. Get a fresh mule. Mule.
And an SCV. Don't undervalue his efforts.
I think they did very, very well.
No, I don't agree.
You get an A for participation.
A gold sticker.
So the Hellion drop is being really nicely denied by GuMiho.
Can you imagine?
What, a gold star?
No, you got like the GSL champion, they get the trophy, the kiss on the stage, the awkwardness, and then like in the background they've got like the other 7 players lined up and they're just kind of walking down, putting like a little sticker badge like on their chest. Like a participation ribbon. Like.
I was like, I'm pretty sure that's what they do with the 3rd and 4th place, but I'm just kidding. The 2 drops are of course scouted by Ryung's Hellions, but he has more than just Hellions. He has his own army ready to go. Ryung a little behind in the army supply. This could have been scary, but without tanks, you know that like your SCVs can die. Your command center could be sniped if you're really not paying attention, but you're not going to be losing an army fight soon. So Ryung's 3rd CC is really going to pay off. GuMiho is still not on his own. Is running out of time. He's going to plant one down on location soon. Shortly. Oh, why would you just go through the middle like that?
Because he likes to live dangerously.
Austin Powers. Austin Danger Powers. Ah, pick it up!
Nope.
Or not.
This was, of course, because Ryung was a little bit distracted with the drop going off over here as well. Trying to respond to 2 places at the same time. Doesn't do too bad of a job. How many SCVs end up dying to? There's quite a few, actually, but down to 33. This is still manageable. A
Right,
3rd CC with mules. Yeah.
Yeah. He was attacked before combat shield was finished as well, and also down a complete upgrade, so that was going to trade out nicely for GuMiho as long as his medevacs weren't sniped, and, well, eventually they were, but he did get on the ground and did some nice damage. Ryung down now by 20 army supply.
You just betrayed everyone in the bank heist, by the way.
Yay!
Everyone's so upset because so many people entered and only 2 people got out alive.
Wait, no, they managed to dodge my betrayal.
Yeah, those
Did they not
2
read?
did. No, those 2 did. Everyone else didn't. The other like 50 people who entered died straight up.
Excuse
The
me.
whole crew is like 99% your fault. Anyways, Marines are going to be walking in on the front lines. Tanks will take those hits. Ryung's army supply is not so hot, and he's down in upgrades coming into this. So maybe some high ground shots might be enough of what he needs. That command center is getting shot pretty quick, and that 3rd CC dying could be very devastating. In fact, yeah, it goes down. You know, GuMiho too, he doesn't even have to keep pushing into the main if he doesn't want to. He could actually just soft contain, and I think be in a fantastic spot.
Yeah. Ryung didn't have that bad of an army supply. Being down 20 army supply in a solidified position with all of your units in position, you would defend against that. But of course, GuMiho was, well, getting in Ryung's head a little bit with those drops. He could have dropped the main, he could have dropped the natural. Just pushing into the 3rd was, I guess, something that Ryung wasn't expecting. And he still has this army that looks kind of decent on the high ground, but there's no way it's going to go down a ramp, especially now in the Liberators.
Those free shots out of GuMiho, that army supply still holding strong, 87 over 54. Upgrades evening up. They're both going to have that, I guess, the armor upgrades, similar timings, but really these Liberators going to help push the issue, a little bit of leapfrog action to draw back those tanks, allowing GuMiho to advance his own tanks. This is kind of cool to see.
I'm gonna try and get on top of the Liberators, I guess. Kills one.
Why can't you pick up medevacs or liberators in a medevac? I'm just saying. If you could pick up tanks.
Okay, buddy. So Ryung's only hope here is either for GuMiho to make a crucial mistake, I guess, or to go for his own drop if he had more Marines. His Marine count not really all that high, and he is just getting lower and lower in that army supply thanks to the lower economy, of course.
Yeah, the drop potential here was kind of cool. Liberator is going to die, but once again, lets the tanks kill a lot of units for it. But without those Marines on the ground, yeah, you don't have that fodder to really fight with. Now, it looks like he does want to pick up and go. Like, Ryung is wickedly out of position to defend his natural base. Even with tanks being picked up and dropped and remaneuvered, that means GuMiho is going to push up that ramp. So he is going to go and just try and end the game with this. Hitting on two different fronts. Ryung is just being bullied by that supply advantage. He is going to hold the natural, funny enough, and it looks like holds the main. What?
Yep. I mean, that was close to being broken. That was really nice by GuMiho, but just not nice enough. He still has a lead, of course, still up in workers, up an entire command center. Ryung really had a hope for not just defending, but also to take a really good engagement and, well, I guess immediately counterattack. But GuMiho is really just... He's going with it. He's getting 2 more factories, total of 3 factories. He can start his upgrades whenever he has the armory, I guess, as they're both missing that. Yeah, they are. And Ryung is still contained, but here goes his one last attempt to win this game. A huge drop, really not that many Marines, but nice number of tanks. It's going to be a base trade.
Yeah, the tank setup at home's not too bad. Ryung's going to get some good shots, but I don't know if this will work, because let's assume it does go to actual base trades from it. GuMiho's building 2 Vikings, which means if it comes to lifting off buildings, he'll win.
This is... It's making it a lot closer than it should be after losing a 3rd command center. Getting right on top of that production is pretty nice. They're both on top of production now, and with only a 15 army supply difference, one of them can make a crucial mistake in the actual army engagement whenever they both decide to go home, if they do decide to go home, and the Vikings aren't even going to be able to come out. I mean, this is pretty close. Yeah, they all lift. I guess we do have 2 Vikings, so it's not 4.
GuMiho wins.
He would win the straight-up base race, yes. If Ryung could get his command center over...
He actually got a lot of his SCVs, too. That's another big problem for Ryung.
Yeah. Ryung got away 2 command centers. GuMiho only the 1. If Ryung saw that, he could try and chase with Marines and a medevac.
Just build a command center, too.
He does have 1,000 minerals.
Yeah. He's putting out a ton of depots too, so he can maybe get some production going. I'm not sure what his plans or his goals are in this situation, but yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, GuMiho would have to really try to lose this game. I feel the Vikings, well, they not even for chasing down these buildings, which they'll be used for. They can zone out medevacs really nicely. So if it comes down to an actual fight in any variety, the medevacs won't work out too well. He's going to chase this down and make sure he actually dies too, because he doesn't want this to land as they're dropping mules to repair it.
Yes, that's going to be 1 command center for each. They both have the ability to make another command center, but of course Ryung only on 4 SCVs. More SCVs when GuMiho went down. I guess they were all hiding in the natural.
Okay, they're repairing tanks. Funny enough, if they keep repairing, they'll eventually run out of money.
They barely missed GuMiho's command center landing. Again, like 1 medevac full of Marines might have been worth to try and chase that. Of course, they don't really know where each other's army is. Like, they have glimpses, I guess. Like, Ryung might know now, but...
GuMiho actually knows where all of Ryung's buildings are, which is a problem.
Yeah. Ryung will have to move out with his army to save these.
Oh, what did he built something? Or he spent money on something. What did he spend money on?
Yeah, he spent like 100 minutes? Just repairing, I guess?
He's queuing things up. He built a depot.
Ah, a depot.
So yeah, we're looking at mineral bank dropped down to 200. I'm like, what?
He can make his own command center, but obviously not ideal. I mean, you're making it in your opponent's main. It's all mined out. GuMiho goes to a full base here.
He's building tanks. This is kind of interesting to me.
Ooh, let's go for that command center.
Yeah. So that means Ryung, I mean, it's going to get revealed. So these last 3 floating buildings. Oh, actually, take that back. He does throw down a command center to keep from being revealed, so that's not bad.
But then, just more supply depots.
The army supplies are not super insane right now, but the tank count for GuMiho feels like this should be such a heavily influential game.
You mean for Ryung?
Oh, for Ryung, excuse me. You're right. Whoa. But
You're right about that, but
it's
they
gonna
still need
even up
marine
his.
fodder.
He started building more tanks too.
Yeah, he actually has production. Can make one more tank, just about. Oh my god. These tanks have such, like, they could have such high damage, you know? They could actually take out chunks of marines at a time, but only if GuMiho allowed them to, as he, micers across the map.
I wish he would bring the Viking. Oh, there we go. With him, because then yeah, poking away at these medevacs means the tanks won't be able to sit pretty. SCV's on the ground, being pulled into the fight. Just gonna soak some hits. Actually, any hit that SCV's soaker better, and I think there we go. GuMiho's got it.
Yep. GG.
What a strange end to this game. This series. Proxy Reapers into this, right? GuMiho will now advance to fight against Patience. Let's get Dusk Towers hosted up and get them right away so they don't try and skip away. We're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll see you guys in 2 minutes.